Hello, Haidee. How are you? Magandang
Hi,
hapon.
Treb.
Yeah, we're finally doing this. So, kamusta naman? How was your week so far? How
So
is
far,
your week
so
so
good.
far?
Yes, so far, so good. Same old,
Kamusta
same
ba
old.
Eagle Vision?
Ngayon, magsa 30 years na kami.
Oh, congratulations! 30 years. Galing. I just came from a I love that word, grueling planning for next year. So, ito yung mga walang tulugang days. Pero, almost done na. Okay, so I think we're ready. So allow me to start this episode by saying magandang araw po, especially to all our members mula sa lahat ng sulok ng Pilipinas, from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Welcome to the first online episode of the PCTA Talks.
Yes, that is right, partner. PCTA Talks is the PCTA podcast featuring PCTA efforts, events, personalities, and the ins and outs of the industry. Exciting, di ba? O, kumusta ka na, partner?
As I've said, so very excited dito sa first episode after our first live episode doon sa Bacolod. Diba?
Yes.
We're finally doing the online format today, our first ever online episode. So siguro let me refresh lang lalo that now we also have new members, no? I believe so. Kung sino si PCTA and to put a stamp lang on sa identity ng association natin. So PCTA, or the Philippine Cable and Telecommunications Association Incorporated, is the umbrella organization of nationwide cable operators and internet service providers nationwide. With our members' efforts, we pave the way to provide cable TV and internet service in our thrust to keep our nation connected, updated, and served, reaching up to the farthest islands of the Pilipinas.
Correct ka dyan, Treb. Kaya naman saludo kami sa ating mga local cable TV providers. Imagine living in the outskirts of the country and then magugulat ka, may cable TV pala at nag-provide pa sila ng internet. And dahil yan sa efforts ng ating mga members to bridge the digital divide.
Yes, and of course, this episode is being brought to you by the Committee on Internal Affairs, which incidentally I'm heading as the chairman. And with me here in this episode, of course, is my vice chairman, si Haidee Cortez-Estrada. So, Heids, bago natin i-introduce yung guest natin for this afternoon, siguro, pag-usapan mo natin yung Bacolod leg, the Bacolod experience. So, ano ba mga key takeaways mo? Ako, bukod sa I've gained almost 3 kilograms when I got back from Bacolod because wala kaming ginawa ni na Joel, hindi kumain, is that it was very ang ganda ng takeaways ko from the talks, okay? From the talks, especially when since it's PCTA's first ever connectivity and cybersecurity summit in commemoration of the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. As we all know, the 3-day event featured sessions on cybersecurity, best practices, training and certification, along with segments on ICT development, at isa pa yung gender equality and social inclusion in ICT, which is the first time na nagkaroon ng ganun talk, di ba?
Yes.
And of course, parallel to PCTA's executive cable conference for its Visayas members. Okay, it's our first ECC face-to-face, live, in person. So we just made
Nice
history
to
with
be
that.
back.
And of course, it was made possible, if I may mention this, by the collaboration of USAID, United States Agency for International Development, PCTA, APNIC, and PCTA-IX. USAID, through its Better Access and Connectivity, which is Beacon, is collaborating with PCTA to improve yung cybersecurity capabilities and increase adoption of digital services. Sobrang big deal ngayon cybersecurity, Heidi.
Yes, I agree with you. I can
Yes,
never...
it is one of the biggest threats ngayon globally. Of course, it could cyber attacks, as we all know, cyber hacking, cyber attacks. These are cyber terrorism. Can trigger violence, service disruptions, iba, physical damages. It can even bring down governments and institutions, no? So perhaps you can also share yung quote ni di ba maganda yung quote ni John Garrity?
Yeah.
Do you have it
Tinake
with
down ko yun, linista ko yun, yung sinabi ni John Garrity.
Oo, ang galing.
Oo nga pala, for our viewers, John Garrity is the chief of party of USAID's Beacon Project. Sinabi niya, USAID recognizes the significant economic and social benefits that come with an open, secure, and reliable internet. As cyber threats become more prevalent, now more than ever, we need to increase cyber awareness and improve cybersecurity protection. As internet service providers, it is crucial that our cable TV and internet operators are updated and aware of the latest cybersecurity measures to be able to provide secure internet services for the Filipino people. It's
Ganda
important
nun,
kasi, di ba?
Haidee.
Oo, kasi tayo mga cable, hindi na lang kasi tayo cable TV ngayon. We also provide internet. Nung una parang sabi ko, hindi ko naman trabaho yung cybersecurity. Trabaho ng mga big telco yan. And attending that, the summit in Bacolod, made me realize na parang, ay, oo nga, we are all part of this. We have to secure our networks.
Yeah,
From
hindi
this.
lang kailangang robust, di ba? Hindi lang kailangang robust network. It has to be secured.
Correct.
It's really a big deal. Dahil lang, inom lang ako. Sorry. Okay, so moving on, Haidee, partner.
Yes.
Tawagin na natin yung special guest natin, di ba?
Yes, I am very excited. I will introduce her to our
Please do the
first
honors.
online guest.
Please
Yes,
do the honors of introducing our guest for our first podcast episode.
correct. Our guest for today's episode of the podcast sits as a board member and the current PCTA's Communications Committee head. She finished with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in accounting from Miriam College. Then later on passed the licensure exam to become a certified public accountant. She then pursued and completed her master's degree in business management from the Asian Institute of Management. Since then, she has worked as the Vice President and General Manager of New Vision Satellite Network, Inc., based out of Palasteros, Cagayan. During her time as General Manager, she spearheaded a period of growth and expansion, increasing subscriber base by 200% with an increased profitability. Amazing. As the company's vice president, she has led the integration and transition of the business to its next phase as an internet service provider. Let's give a warm welcome to Ms. Marj Villa-Real.
Hello,
Thank
Marj.
you. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, how are
Marj.
you?
It's
Glad to see
a
you
privilege, actually, to be here on your first episode of PCTA Talks online. Thank you for having me.
How does it feel being the first guest of PCTA's talk show, online talk show?
How does it feel? Well, the expectations are high, so kakakaba.
I'll shoot the first question to Marj, no? So again, glad to see
Sige.
you.
Glad
When
to
was the
see
last
you.
time that we saw you in person sa La Union pa no? Yung planning, no?
In person, yes. La
Oh,
Union.
sa La Union pa.
La
So
Union was the last time. That was in June.
we all know you just
July.
came from
I'm sorry.
when was that? July, no? Yeah.
July.
Yeah, we all know that you just came from a cruise with your family, 'di ba? So
Yes.
tanong ko lang, dala mo na ba yung pasalubong namin?
Oo naman. Nakakuha
Nandun
lang
yan
ako
sa Baguio.
Yung pinakaunang importanteng question eh. And segue ko na rin. So, how long was the cruise? How long was it?
Well, the cruise itself was for 14 nights and 15 days. But the whole trip, pre-cruise and post-cruise, a period of 1 month.
Wow.
Grabe.
It's, ano yun eh, revenge travel. After
Revenge
2 years,
travel. Correct.
after 2 years of
Wala, sana makapag-revenge travel na rin ako.
ano yan?
Revenge. Wala, puro work pa rin eh.
Hindi, YOLO tayo ngayon, YOLO.
YOLO pang millennial yun ah. Anyway, so can you tell us what was the most memorable highlight ng trip nyo? Yung recent trip nyo?
The highlight itself was being with my family, traveling together, experiencing one another in a different setting, because pag nandito ka sa Manila or sa probinsya, when you're in the nitty-gritty of working, nawawala yung bonding eh.
True.
Everything is more on, oh, what's happening to you? Tapos, okay, alis na. But with the travel, you're forced to be with each other. I think
Yes.
mali. the term is not forced. You're, I guess, bonded together to experience each other again and again and again and again.
Right.
So, mostly the highlights were funny moments with my dad, mom, brothers, sisters. So masaya. So if you have the opportunity to travel with your family, do it while your parents still can travel.
Right.
Yan lang ano ko.
Totally agree. Actually, I have a flight in 5 minutes, so I'll be seeing you.
Galing.
Just kidding.
Tama.
Enjoy!
Hindi, I'm just kidding. Okay, Marj, since it was Haidee who gave your bio earlier, so she'll be shooting the next set of questions. Oh, in terms of yung background mo.
Oo,
Hala.
kasi yung introduction ko pang ano talaga, pang resume, di ba, Marj?
It was actually taken from my resume. I had someone do it for me.
So, can you tell us something more personal about you? Anything, like, I mean, what do you like? I mean,
Personal. Well, to others, since most know that I'm from Manila, I was actually born in Ballesteros, Cagayan. I was a 7-month-old baby. Kaagad-agad, I think my mom went into labor. And then right there and then, nanganak na siya while she was on vacation in Cagayan. Yes. So something other personal. Well, there's 4 of us, 4 siblings, but one passed away. I have 1 brother, 1 sister, and I'm the second in the family.
You're the second.
I'm the second. Yeah.
so
Parang
did you
middle-
grow up in
almost middle
did you
child.
grow up in Cagayan?
Hindi.
Manila.
Manila. Yeah. My mom was just there during a vacation when she suddenly gave birth to me.
Excited ka na pala lumabas?
Yes.
Marj?
Excited. 7 months eh.
Oo nga.
So, who
And
is
yes,
Marj?
middle child. Middle child.
Middle child.
Mm-mm.
I'm about to ask, sino si Marj outside the cable TV and ISP office?
Oh my
As,
God.
you're handling finance, diba? So, if you're not wearing your finance,
Hat.
sino si Marj?
Well, I love to travel. Yan ang luho ko. And because of that, syempre I enjoy the experiences of being in a different place, experiencing everything. Kung tatanga-tanga kami doon, okay lang sa akin. Getting lost
That's
is
part of
actually
it.
an
That's
adventure
part
for
of it,
me.
actually. That's part of the
Yes.
adventure, diba?
Yes. I find it fulfilling to organize travels, yung places to go. Love ko yan. I think I'm in the wrong industry. Gusto ko travel industry.
Dapat travel agency.
Okay.
So, ayun.
So how often do you travel per year on a yearly basis?
Marami. Like, ngayon, nakaano na ako. At least 5 na.
Since nawala yung restriction,
Oo. Since nawala yung restrictions,
any other destination in your bucket list that you haven't been to?
that I haven't been to, St. Petersburg.
Russia.
Why?
Well, I don't know if you were able to watch the Netflix series in The Last Tsar.
The last one?
The Last Tsar.
No.
Dar?
Tsar.
Yeah.
Star?
It's
Tsar.
Tsar.
Tsar. Oh, yeah,
Tsar.
Tsar.
Yeah, Last Tsar. It actually tells us the story of the last emperor of Russia.
Emperor.
Oo.
Okay.
Yan. And it intrigued me so much kung bakit the Bolsheviks finally stormed into their palaces. Bakit
Grabe.
nila sinira
Grabe
and everything.
Pinapanood na genre ni Marj. Mga pang monarchy. No?
Hindi kasi,
Sa akin, ako lang, mga ano lang ako mga Professor Wu, mga ganun.
Attorney Wu.
Attorney Wu pala, Attorney
tama,
Wu.
mali ka pa ako.
Kasi Professor Wu. Kapatid ni Attorney Wu yun, Haidee.
Kapatid ba?
Oo. Kapatid siya, hindi lumabas doon sa season 1. Season 2 lalabas. Si
Okay.
Professor
Sige,
Wu.
abangan namin yan.
Yeah,
Tuloy ko na yung tanong ko,
Sige,
i-segue ko na, Haidee. So you were born in Cagayan, but you grew up in Manila. But actually, kami ni Haidee, we haven't I have dadaanan ko ng Cagayan, but I haven't been there. I mean, I haven't stayed there, di ba? I haven't experienced Cagayan. So, ano bang meron sa Cagayan that for example, na pag planuhan natin na we'll do the next ECC in Cagayan. Would you recommend Cagayan as a
Oh, why
as the
not?
next ECC destination?
Actually, I also haven't been around Cagayan, but there was
Ayun.
this one instance when my father-in-law and my sisters-in-law wanted to visit Cagayan. So I had to think of places to see, and the first thing that came to mind was Santa Ana. And Santa Ana at that time was known for online gambling. Ganun ba yun? Online gambling. But
Online
then,
casino.
online casino. But then, when you reach the tip of Santa Ana, nandoon yung lighthouse. It's an old lighthouse built by the Spaniards na until now is very famous kasi um, dulo talaga ng mundo. When you're on top of that lighthouse, makikita mo endless sea. Wala ka nang makikita. Pero
So
ang ganda.
beautiful. Yeah.
Ang
I wanna go
ganda-ganda.
there. O next
All
year, ha?
blue.
Doon ng North Luzon ECC. Cagayan.
Layo, ano? Pero sige.
Yes.
I hope may facilities for us. But
Yeah,
who knows, diba?
yeah.
Oh, Santa Ana is a very nice place. Well, in our town, there's really not much, but we are developing. It's actually, we are actually near the beach. So coast time kami.
Nice.
Our office and our house there is just a 5-minute walk from the beach.
Talaga? Sarap mag-office sa inyo, ha?
Yeah.
Pag stress ka, dala ka lang ng portable table and chair and then laptop.
Yes.
Hopefully may signal.
May signal. Andun naman kami. ISP na kami eh. Ganun,
Yes,
ISP na
of
kami.
course.
Yes.
Logging, Logging.
Marj, yung next question, I'd like Haidee to ask it kasi there's something common sa inyong dalawa.
Right. Oo. So, Marj, I know na second gen operator ka.
Yes.
Oo. Si Tito yung original, right? Your
Yes.
father.
Actually, magkakilala
OG.
na kami. Yes.
So, how did that happen? Did he drag you to Cagayan? Alika dito, anak. Tumulong ka.
Originally, I was not part of the business. And he hired my cousin-in-law to run the business. But then, you know how it is, when relatives come into the picture.
Right.
There's a lot of friction happening between the founder and blood relation. So something not desirable happened. But at that time, I was still working with another company. And
Oh, really?
sinabi lang niya na baka gusto mong ayusin muna tong cable. So that started everything. So I stayed with him and tried to fix whatever can be fixed. Tapos, yun na. And then I went back to school. At first, siguro sobrang tagal na yung 1 month. Sorry, ha?
1 month.
I had to do an audit on what the system is going through at that moment, kung bakit ganun na nangyari.
Right.
And then try to present, how are you gonna do or implement whatever changes I need to implement. At first, it was just like a 1 year or 2 year stint just to fix everything. But then it lasted for 4 years until I went back to school.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Not really forced into it, but more like gusto mong tignan, parang ganun. Gusto mong tignan, parang ayusin. So parang ganun lang. Yes.
Okay. Marj, time to get a bit serious about your committee naman, since we're using this as a platform for you to give ideas and what's happening with the comms committee. So as the chair of the communications committee, which ngayon lang uli na revive, di ba? Or what do you call that? Ngayon lang uli nagkaroon sa PCTA. What are your current efforts? And although may mga nasabi na si Dr. Lodo sa Bacolod, This could be a very good opportunity for you to share to the members who are our viewers today kung ano yung mga current programs, functions, and activities ng FOMS.
Yeah. Well, to give a background, I think the reason why Communications Committee was revived is because during the lockdown, a lot of members sort of dissipated, nawala. And then PCTA website was not really very dynamic, as well as the Facebook page. So there was no movement. So the idea of reviving Communications Committee was to engage the members and at least bring them back to PCTA, at least know what's happening with PCTA. So how do you do that? First, syempre, we have to revise or revamp our website, which apparently is happening right now. Second, we have to make our Facebook page very dynamic. So we hired a digital marketing agency to do that. And then third, to reach out and to let our members know about our activities, our events. We're currently signing up with a telco company that will help us use text messaging as a medium to inform our members about PCTA's events and activities.
It's nice. It's nice.
Yeah. Yan, just to engage with members. And then once engagement is there, that's the time the number of reach will increase. Hopefully will increase.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure with all the efforts that your committee is, doing.
I hope so. Well, let's see how things will go.
How's it going so far? Last time I checked, ang lakas ng engagement sa FB in terms of sa analytics
Sa analytics.
Especially
yes.
during the Bacolod conference, Haidee,
Mhm.
nag-spike talaga siya. I mean, everyone has been, what do you call this, tuning in or
Tuning in.
looking at the developments sa Bacolod, although they were not there. And it was very interesting to note then although marami hindi nakapunta, ang lakas ng turnout natin ng attendees, no? And it was communications actually. Communications was the key, no? To keep them
true.
updated. Now we were not there, but so ito yung mga nangyari. So they knew that USAID was there. There were talks about cybersecurity, and even sa ECC, di ba? There were new talks that were given. For example, yung kay Malen, no? Yung sa renewable energy. I gave a talk doon sa public Wi-Fi for community network, di ba? And ayun, it kept everyone glued with the.
Actually, I think when there's an activity, everyone goes to the page.
Yes.
So okay siya.
engagement.
There really has to be an activity during the year to keep everyone engaged.
Correct.
Yan ang realization during that Bacolod event.
Last question before we go to the last segment, Marj, with your permission, partner, no? Tanong ko lang si Marj, ano yung feelings as being a new director of the PCTA board, tapos isa ka sa mga women representatives, di ba? As we know, ang PCTA has always been dominated by men, di ba? So ngayon, tatlo kayong Maria doon. So how does it feel? Tapos meron ka pa ngayong first timer ka and you're handling a committee. And one of the most crucial committee pa.
Yan na nga eh. It was very overwhelming at first. I'm sure, Tred, alam mo yan, tayong dalawa nag-uusap.
I know.
But you're also a neophyte, di ba? And we both shared our apprehensions being first board member and then second, heading our own committees. It was very overwhelming. In fact, I didn't know anything about communications. I really had to work hard for it. I mean, I have to Google, I have to study all over again what is digital marketing from grad school. May idea ka, but then times have changed.
Right.
Of course. Yeah.
Hindi na pwedeng libro. Wala lang ganun eh. Everything is online. So I resorted to online. I sorted to Google on how to do things.
Yes.
So it was a difficult climb. I have to say I had a hard time.
Parang naiiyak ka, Marj, ah. Hindi
Oh,
naman.
kasi alam mo, I really wanted to pull out, pero ayoko kasi
But you are
it's a
doing a
new
very
learning.
good job.
Yeah, you
Oh,
are.
thank you, thank you.
Honest. Coms is, di ba, Haidee? My
Uh,
partner?
Marj
Coms is
really
doing
baptism
a
by
very good
fire.
job. Yeah.
Ganon. Baptism of fire
By
talaga.
Oo.
As in, ano to? Tapos yung initiatives pa na hinihingi, they're not really within my scope. It's a far cry. So I guess, see, ang realization though was like, it's like traveling. When you travel, everything is unknown.
Right?
And then along the way, you learn.
Yes.
So I think with
Explore.
communications committee, that actually happened. Along the way, you learn. And I would like to thank PCTA Secretariat, particularly Engineer Pablo and Miss Grace for helping me with the committee. Laking tulong nila on how to do things.
How
There
is how's the comms committee gearing up for the convention next year? Mas lalo kayo maging busy 300 times.
Oo. I'm sure of it. Meron na kaming nakausap na I should say media outlet who could help us promote the convention next year. So I let's see how things will pan out. I will have to talk with Wesley kasi he's going to be involved with that.
I see.
Let's see.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so March, I think we'll be hearing more from you during the Baguio.
Baguio. Yes.
season. You'll be there. Of course, you'll be talking about giving us more information and updates from the comms committee, no? So we'll be looking forward to that. Now, partner, let's now move on to the most exciting part, no? May kanina
Yes.
mga konting mga bits and pieces na mga personal, eh. But we'll try to dig deeper, okay, and be more personal. Papunta na tayo sa exciting part of our interview, our Tough Q segment. Simple lang to, Mark. We'll throw in
Okay.
some questions for you and answer them as
Okay.
fast as you can.
Okay.
First
May time
answer-
limit?
Wala. But as fast as you
Okay.
can. First
Tapos
Fast
answer,
talaga.
may
First
pressure
thing
lang. Walang time limit, pero may
that
pressure
comes
pa
to
rin.
mind. Oh, sige.
Yes.
Okay, go.
First answer that comes into your mind, ganun lang kabilis, then you're off the hook. Okay? So, ID, partner,
I will
ikaw na
do the
muna.
first set of questions, Mark.
Heidi, be gentle.
Guide mo
I
na
will
mag-
be gentle. Hindi ko
Friend
ipapadefine ang
Friend
love.
kita.
Okay, first question, Marge. What is one food you would never want to give up?
Ang chemo.
Ano?
Sorry. There's this one
Is
delicacy in Japan.
Oo nga. What?
Akala ko nagmura si March, eh.
There's one delicacy in Japan na gustong gusto ko, and I could eat a lot of it. It's actually a liver of puffer fish. Puffer.
Puffer fish.
Oh, really?
How good is it?
Well, sa akin, love ko talaga. I look for it.
Mm.
Oo.
Hindi siya available dito?
And na-curious tuloy ako. Hanapin ko.
Curious
Meron
ka,
sa Manila
hanapin
yan.
mo.
Oo.
Wala. Ay, meron. There's a restaurant in BGC. I forgot the name. It's a Japanese restaurant.
Serves antimo? Is it antimo?
Angkimo.
Angkimo.
Wow.
That serves angkimo.
Napaka-
Siya lang ang kainan ko na nag-serve nun dito sa Manila. And it's seasonal. It's not an
Anong
everyday
season
dish.
Anong season siya?
Winter.
Winter sa Japan.
Cold month. Winter sa Japan. Yes.
Okay, now next question. What's your favorite pizza topping?
Cheese and sausage and ham.
Okay. And what is the best age to be?
40s.
Yes, alam mo, agree ako sa iyo.
Agree, di ba? Agree na agree. Love.
Life begins at 40 talaga, di ba?
Hindi ako
Love.
makarelate. Wala pa akong 40.
Ay,
Hindi ka pa
Hindi na
nag-uwi.
yan.
Malaglag ako dito, ah.
Okay. If you could pay someone to do one of your chores, which would it be?
Wow.
cleaning the house.
I
The
know.
condo. Cleaning the condo. Ayan. Hindi house condo lang.
Kondo lang.
Condo lang.
So difficult, no, to clean.
Oh, it takes the whole day for me to do it.
And last question from me. If you could learn any language in a week, which would it be?
Japanese.
Nice.
In a
You
week,
really like Japan, ano? Parang I can sense, no? Is that your favorite
Kasi,
country?
well, one of.
One.
Tsaka Japan, the culture is very different from what we're used to. Kaya it's really very fascinating.
Yes.
Especially when you go to places that tourists don't really go to.
Oh, yung
That's
off
on
the
a good
beaten
note.
path.
That's on a good
Off
note
the
when you say
grid.
culture, no?
Yeah. Culture and
In a good way.
history.
I mean, in a good way.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Very
Ganda.
disciplined sila, no?
Iba. Well, you're very familiar with American culture. You're familiar with European culture. But Japanese culture is very different because they chose not to open their country noon. So their traditions are intact. Everything is Japanese made.
Right.
So it's very refreshing pag natutunan mo or you learn something about
They really
Japan
value
culture. Sobra.
preserving their culture.
Tingnan mo, they're the last country to open up their borders after COVID.
Yes.
Until
Correct.
pressure started
Oo.
building up.
Oo.
Diba? For them, they can live on their own.
Well, ako napafascinate lang ako sa ngayon, sa Japanese fashion. So,
Diba?
they're the ones who are able to combine partner yung Western vintage and then yung yung sarili nilang fashion. And they're combining it
Oo.
into
Oo,
naging fusion. Ginagaya sila rin ng Western eh.
Mm-mm.
That note.
Saka sila
Okay.
lang yung nagko-costume na hindi nakakahiya.
Very sila, adventurous.
Oo.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, next. Ako naman, partner, no? Heidi,
Natatakot ako sa'yo, Treb, ha?
madali lang to. My first question, if you could only read one book for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It's a book entitled Princess. I forgot the author. The author is American who lived in Saudi Arabia. And she befriended a Saudi princess. And being in Saudi Arabia, women are second-class citizens. Even if you're a princess, you're not allowed to go out of your house unless you're with a male member of your family. So the book speaks of how it is to be a Saudi princess and how others relate to her as a princess.
Women power?
Women power talaga, and it's a very good book, very enlightening, especially for us who don't know much about Middle Eastern culture. Ang ganda.
Would you recommend men to read it as well?
Oo.
Why?
Because the book is actually part of a three-part book. It's a trilogy. It speaks how men in that culture can be domineering, sobrang domineering, and it stifles the growth of women in that culture. Iba. Ibang-iba. Very oppressive.
In Iran, diba? It's really sad.
Bigla ako na-curious on idea.
We should look for that book.
We should, you look for the book. It's very interesting.
Sige.
Marj, next question. Most used app on your phone?
Facebook and Viber. Messenger.
Moms talaga no? Consistency.
Talaga. Messenger,
Marj
actually.
moms.
Messenger.
Okay. Next, if you could have dinner with any two people from history, dead or alive, who would you choose? O kahit isa lang. Dead or alive from history.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Wow. Wala na ako i-comment.
Wala lang. Oo, Jesus Christ.
That's the beginning and the end. Alpha and Omega.
Alpha and Omega.
Yeah. What movie could you watch over and over again? That's my last question.
Oh my God. Iron Man.
Yung unang Iron Man?
Oo. Sobra akong beholden ni Iron Man. Lahat ng Iron. Kaya umiyak ako nung namatay siya eh.
Oh, hindi
Hindi siya namatay.
MCU eh, no, nag-leak. Yeah, actually,
Iron Man.
I partly agree. It's for me, it's still the best MCU venture, yung Iron Man, no? It paved the way to all the blockbusters.
All the blockbuster movies.
Yes.
Iba, it turned around Marvel. It really turned, and it changed the platform from comics to movies.
Is it because you're a fan of Robert Downey?
Pwede. Pwede na rin. Sige. Oo.
Okay.
Charming naman siya eh. I mean, he was able to turn his life around.
Nagpakalbo siya ngayon. Have you seen him lately?
I have. Hindi pa.
Okay,
Hindi
so
pa, talaga.
that's it, Marj. No,
Oh,
partner,
thank you
for
very
our
much.
top Q. You survived.
I
Congratulations.
survived.
You survived the top Q questions. Actually, sabi nga ni Haidee, di ba? You'll be gentle. So, thank you, Marj,
Thank you,
for taking
Haidee.
time and for being game. We had a great time with you today. Thank you for allowing us to do this.
It's a pleasure to be here. And of course, like I said, PCTA, there should be people behind PCTA that members should be able to peep into, at least get to know them. Parang alam nila na we are actually here. And we're not really a society. We're not only an organization, but there's also life and blood behind
That's
PCTA.
actually the objective of PCTA Talks.
Yes. Thank you to you, Treb.
Brainstorm
Thank
pa lang
you.
namin to ni Haidee. So that's basically what we wanted to happen.
Thank you for coming up with PCTA Talks. You
Yes.
are the
Thank
face
you.
behind PCTA.
Yeah, thank you. Hides, would you like to invite them for our next
Yes.
schedule?
Yes, before we end our program, we'd like to invite all of you to our upcoming ECC events, conferences. November 24 and 25, malapit na po, Hotel Supreme Convention Plaza in Baguio City, January 19 and 20 in Batangas, and February 15 to 17 in Davao. And also, please do not forget to watch out for the next episodes of PCTA Talks.
Yes, as we bring you explosive interviews from our exciting lineup of guests. Sa susunod natin, spoiler ko na, partner, the head of the convention. Diba? Ang ating TikTok king, si Westy Zelda. The king of TikTok. Okay, and very exciting yung Baguio because kanina pinag-usapan pa natin yung cybersecurity, no? And I hope we can still have the people from USAID to give another round of talk for cybersecurity. Okay, so to keep you posted on upcoming PCTA webinars and in-person events, ipa-plug ko na to, Marj, please like and follow PCTA Facebook page at pctadark.org.ph. And of course, do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. We'd also like to hear from you, so feel free to comment down below. On behalf of PCTA, we would like to thank you for watching. We hope that we were able to raise your spirits and give you new avenues to explore and expand. Together, we keep the islands of the Philippines connected, updated, and served. This is Treb
and Haidee. See you all in the next episode of the PCTA
Talks. Mabuhay ang PCTA.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.